starting off with climate. Okay. One of the very basic chapter of geography involving a lot of geophysics, a lot of geochemistry, okay, and some concepts of geomorpho as well. So when we talk about climate, there are two factors which we are referring to. First of all, we refer to weather, and then we come to climate. Okay, we are referring to weather, and then finally we will come into climate. So when we talk about weather, weather is basically what your atmospheric condition. They are atmospheric condition over a particular place for at a particular period of time. Now there are different kind of elements for this atmospheric condition. So we are talking about temperature, we talk about wind and pressure, and we talk about your humidity. These kind of things, basically what is happening, they are contributing towards the weather condition. So basically weather is what? It is a short span time, or it is for a short time. Understood? It is not for a very long period of time. Okay? These all things, temperature, you all know what is temperature, the amount of heat, okay, and the rise and fall in due to the insolation which is being received by the sun on different latitudes and different spheres, different areas, different physiographies of Earth. Okay. Then we come to wind and pressure. So pressure will increase and decrease, and this will allow the wind to flow from high pressure to low pressure. Right? Agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then finally humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapors which are presented. This will lead on further on. If the humidity increases, it will lead on to the precipitation, and then change in the weather condition, or you could say change in weather. Okay? So now what is basically climate? Now moving on towards climate. Where is that laser? So moving on to climate, we have understood weather. Now we'll move on to climate. Climate is basically again what we are doing in order to characterize or to take out feature of any particular place, the climatic features. Okay, we need to have a lot of data. Agree?
Yes.
Then only what we can do, we can take out certain kind of characteristics. Like for example, we have a lot of data for like years and years of, you could say, we have the area of Rajasthan, right? So we have a lot of data of Rajasthan, and we can say that this place is very hot.
Yes, sir.
Right? Depending or looking at the temperature, okay, the different kind of temperature variation, we can say this particular part of India, the desert part, is very hot.
Yes,
Okay. Now what can be the feature? That the day temperature and the night temperature, these are very different. This can be the feature, and based on this feature we can further research and we can analyze that there is a differential heating. Okay, the water is heated slowly and the land is heated and cooled at a different kind of time. So based on this data only we can specify the climate. So what are we specifying here? What are the other features that we can see? That there is no vegetation or thorny vegetation we could see, right? Less rainfall is there, and we have different kind of cultural aspect as well.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we are classifying this area as an arid area. Okay, arid will be a specification having certain kind of features which are being fit into this particular desert of Rajasthan. Understood? So similarly, when we are talking about climate, climate is a long span or long term. Okay. Secondly, it is basically the average of the weather condition which has been prevalent over any particular area. The area here is taken very big. It is not taken a small or at particular pinpoint area also. The area is taken very big because we are taking out the average weather condition. Okay, so it is what? It is the average can see, okay, around a very large area. Okay, generally the time frame which is being kept is for minimum 30 years. Okay, so this is how you are going to define climate in 3 marks. Okay, if you have been asked in a very short answer type question or a short answer type question, define climate. So you will take what is climate. Climate is the average weather conditions of a very particular area that has been computed for at least taking the data of minimum 30 years. Understood?
Yes, sir.
3 dimensions. The 3 dimensions we have provided here. Okay. So just a little about the variation of climate. I hope everybody has understood the different kind of elements of weather. The same elements will be in climate also, but they would be long stretch for an average span. Okay?
What are the variations of climate in India? Do you drink cold lassi in the summers and wear warm clothes in winters? This is because of the changes in weather. Weather is defined as the state of the atmosphere over an area at any point of time. Climate, on the other hand, refers to the sum total of weather conditions and variations over a large area for a long period of time.
In this map you can see that it is indicating different kind of weathers in a horizontal manner. Yes, in a horizontal manner you can see that these areas all over the globe, they have similar kind of climatic condition or temperature. Okay, now here if we are going to represent this image on a world map, we will do it through lines. Okay, so what we will do, we'll make these kind of lines. Okay, now see, if you want to say make a second line, now we have one set of lines which is on the above part and one set of line, one basic line on the lower part. Okay, now this is indicating different kind of climatic condition or different kind of, you could say, the temperature. Okay, so these imaginary lines which we make on such thematic maps are known as your isotherms. What are they called? Isotherms.
Of more than 30 years, India and other parts of Southeast Asia experience monsoon-type climate. There are slight variations in climate due to differences in temperature and precipitation from one region to another. For instance, during the summer, some areas of Rajasthan experience temperatures up to 50 degrees Celsius, whereas in Pahalgam, temperatures reach only 20 degrees Celsius. Interestingly, there is a lot of difference between day temperatures and night temperatures in some places, while in others, there is hardly any change. For example, in Thar Desert, temperatures rise to 50 degrees Celsius during the day and night temperature falls to 15 degrees Celsius. In places like Kerala, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, there is hardly any noticeable difference in day and night temperatures. Precipitation occurs in various forms in India. For example, in the hilly regions in northern states, precipitation happens in the form of snowfall, whereas in other parts of India, precipitation happens in the form of rainfall. In general, rainfall occurs during the months of June to September, but in Tamil Nadu, rainfall happens in October and November. Now, let us understand the variations in climate in different regions of India.
See, you are seeing these lines? These are pressure lines. These are showing the different kind of pressure. Okay. So, see these kind of lines, these concentric circles. These are showing different kind of pressure over the map of India.
The interior states of the country face more seasonal contrasts, whereas the coastal areas undergo fewer changes. Variations in climate led to diversity in India. The food people eat, the houses they live in, the clothes people wear, and the work they do is dependent on the climatic conditions of the place they live in India. For example, Kashmiris wears woolen furs to combat the cold, while in southern states, people prefer cotton clothes due to the high humidity levels. Also, wheat is the staple food for people living in North India, whereas rice is the staple food for people in South India. Let's recap what we have learned today.
We'll understand this a little bit more. So basically, what the video was trying to show, that there are two important aspects that we can see through that video. Again, one of them was differential heating. Yes, we saw that in Rajasthan almost 50 degrees at the day and 15 degrees in the night. So this is basically what we can understand from this, that the earth gets cooled up and gets heated up very quickly.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now when we compare this ability of the earth to get heated up and to get cooled down very quickly with that of water bodies, okay, we can see a difference. It takes a lot of time for any kind of water body to get heated up. And again, takes a lot of time for the water body to cool down as well. Okay? So this is known as the differential heating of land and water. Understood?
Yes, sir.
But we could not see this kind of differential heating or the difference in temperature in the coastal areas. She gave the example of the lady in the video, she gave the example of Kerala and Andaman and Nicobar. Okay? Now see, what happens in these areas is we are experiencing the effect of a local wind. Okay? As you all know that the wind travels from high pressure to low pressure. And what is the factor which is responsible for creating these kind of pressures? Rain. How is a low pressure created or how is a high pressure? Temperature. Okay, temperature gradient. Okay, difference in temperature will lead to
High pressure.
difference of different kind of temperature will lead to formation of different kind of pressure zones. Okay, temperature is something which is a very important factor for creating a low pressure or high pressure. I hope you all are getting this chapter. Seriously, this is something a lot of physics is involved in it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo, okay, fine. So as you can see on the coastal part, we have Western Ghats here. You can see that we have the Western Ghats and a little part of your peninsular plateau, the southern tip. Yes, this is where the Kerala part is.
Yes, sir.
Agree? This is the Arabian Sea,
Yes, sir.
right? It is a land here and a sea here. Land body and a
Yes.
water body, right? So this part will get heated up quickly during the day.
Yes, sir.
That means what is the temperature in Kerala? High temperature. So if the temperature is high, what is the pressure?
Low.
Exactly. There is an inverse relation between the temperature and pressure. So if the temperature is high, the pressure is low. At the same time, during the day itself, the sun rays are falling on the Arabian Sea as well.
Yes, sir.
What is the temperature of Arabian Sea?
Low.
Low. Why? Because the sea or the water body gets heated up slowly. That is why we can see a low temperature. So if the temperature is low, what will be the pressure?
High.
High pressure. Very good. So what will be the movement of winds?
High pressure to low pressure.
High pressure to
Low pressure.
low pressure, right? So winds will move from Arabian Sea towards the land. Yes, this land is getting heated up. So the air which is present on this land mass will get lifted up. Right? Whenever anything is being heated, what is the natural tendency? That they will move vertically up. Right? Even if I start a fire beneath your benches, you will move up. You won't move forward or you won't move backward. You will move up. Right? So this is the natural tendency of anything. Understood? Again, so they will, from here the winds will move in a vertical manner. Yes? Now see, this is working just like an injection. In an injection, if we invert this injection and if I pull the piston, so the piston is basically your warm air or the hot air of Kerala. It is getting pulled up. Yes? So it is creating a suction.
Yes, sir.
It is creating some kind of force, and the wind which is there on the ocean, it is cold. Now cold air is more likely to settle down near the surface. Why?
Because it's heavy.
Yes, because it is heavy. So whenever you eat a lot of food and after eating that lot of food you drink a lot of water, you get heavy. Yes? And what do you want to do? Right? You just want to go to your bed, you just want to switch on the fan और एक मोटी सी रजाई ओढ़ लोगे आप and you will want to sleep. Right? Similarly, these kind of winds are also lazy. They don't have the much tendency to move. But when this piston is pulled up and the air is lifted from the landmass, there is a force created and this wind, okay, the cold wind is pulled towards land. Understood? Okay? This pulling force or the suction force is created because the atmosphere is covering the earth like an envelope. Okay, and there is no vacuum, there is no scope for vacuum in this. Okay, so that is why this rotation of wind will keep on happening. This is called, in a very small manner I am talking about, this is formation of a cell. Okay, when we will understand the movement of permanent winds, we will properly understand this Hadley cell, Ferrel cell, and a lot of cells that we can see, polar easterly cells and all. Okay, but this is just a small example of rotation of that wind. Okay, chalo. Now understood? This is called your effect of your sea breeze and land breeze. Thus, same thing will happen, the reverse order will happen in night. Okay, right now as in during the daytime, when the sun is there, what is happening? From high pressure to low pressure, the wind movement is from high pressure to low pressure. Right? Now, सूरज ढला, डर गया, है ना? और कौन आया सामने? मून. चलो, मून आ गया. मून ऐसा आएगा, आरुषि?
No, sir.
नहीं, पूरा होगा.
Yes, sir.
चलो फिर आ लेते हैं. Now the moon rises and it's at night time. ठीक है? During the whole day, this water body has received heat. Yes? So it will get heated up. Or at least there would be certain kind of temperature gradient. Yes? So this would be, this area, the water body would be hot or cold? Hot. Temperature? High. That means pressure?
Low.
Very good.
Yes.
What about the land?
High pressure.
Why?
Low temperature.
Why?
Because the land.
Because land gets cooled.
Exactly, because land gets cooled up quickly. That is why here we will have low temperature and high pressure. Where will the winds move? From high pressure to low pressure. This effect is known as your land breeze and sea breeze. Understood?
Yes.
Due to this, places which are near the water bodies, okay, they do not experience extreme climate. Understood? They will not experience extreme climate. But as you move far from the sea level, you can find extremeness in this particular climate. Okay, you can find extremeness in this particular climate. Like for example, when we saw Rajasthan, or the best example of extremeness is Delhi.
Yes, sir.
The best example.
Yes,
During the summer, it's almost like 30 degrees, 40 degrees out there, and during the winter, it's almost 2 degrees or 3 degrees.
Yes, sir.
Last time it was 52.
Yes, last time it was almost 52. So this is the extremeness that we are talking about. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, moving on. Now we will see the various factors which are responsible for your climate change.
The climate of India varies greatly from place to place. For instance, the extreme climate of Delhi is very different from that of Mumbai, which experiences moderate temperatures throughout the year. Let's look at some of the factors that affect the climate of India. Click a tab to learn more. The Himalayas in the north play a major role in shaping the climate of India. They shield the entire Indian subcontinent from extreme cold winds blowing from Central Asia during the winters. The Himalayas also trap the southwest monsoon winds and bring rainfall to the Indo-Gangetic plains of India. On the other hand, areas north of the Himalayas receive very little rain as they fall in the rain shadow area of the mountain range. Without these mountains, the Indian subcontinent would not have had such fertile plains. Various other relief features in the country also influence the climate of India. For example, the Western Ghats act as a barrier to the southwest monsoon winds and hence cause heavy rainfall on the windward side, while the Deccan Plateau, which falls in the rain shadow area, gets little or no rainfall. Similarly, the Aravalli Hills in the northwestern part of India run parallel to the path taken by the southwest monsoons. As a result, the moisture-laden winds skip western Rajasthan, making the region very dry and desert-like. So also in the northeastern part of India, South Assam gets heavy rainfall, but the northern hills get very little rain as they fall in the rain shadow region.
So as you can see, we have different kind of relief features which are responsible for climatic control. So as you can see, Himalayas, as we have studied in the second chapter, they are one of the most rugged and the most loftiest seas. So whenever the winds are coming, they cannot cross this Himalayan region. That is why they are entrapped in this particular area, the northern area. Moreover, when we are talking about this movement of wind from high pressure to low pressure, we have what is the northernmost latitude of India?
36 degrees.
36 degree or 37 degree?
36.
36 degree.
37
degree 6 minutes. Okay. So as you can see, this particular latitude, if you move northward, it is a naturally cold area, right? So it is quite natural during the summer. The winds from the north, that is from China or Siberia, will move towards India. If we are looking at the laws of your climate controls, right? Movement of wind from high pressure to low pressure.
Yes.
Right? But what happens when during the summer, winters and all, this Siberian cold mass, this Siberian cold air mass, when it moves towards India, it is being blocked by Himalayas. Understood? Now, these Himalayas will act as a barrier also for the winds moving forward. So that is why when the monsoon winds, when they struck these Himalayas, they cause rainfall. Similarly, you can see the Western Ghats. Now in the videos you could see the role of Aravalli. They lie parallel to the movement of the winds. That is why you cannot see any kind of rainfall. But there are two more features or two more relief features which are very important. The Vindhyans and the Satpuras. They also lie as a barrier. Understood? So whatever winds carry rain which is entering the peninsular plateau will struck this Satpura and cause heavy rainfall at your Satpura range. So in Madhya Pradesh there is a place called Pachmadi, again receiving more than 300 centimeter of rainfall, between 250 to 300 centimeter of rainfall. Understood? Okay?
Yes, sir.
This is how relief will affect a little bit of climate. It will act as a barrier and cause precipitation.
A number of factors
You have to do it again or not?
The climate of India varies greatly from place to place. For instance, the extreme climate affect the climate of India.
So now that understand
Click a tab to learn more. The Tropic of Cancer that passes through India divides the Indian subcontinent into almost two parts. Due to this, the areas north of the Tropic of Cancer do not have the midday sun directly overhead at any time of the year. In contrast, the areas south of the Tropic of Cancer have the midday sun directly overhead at least twice in a year. Consequently, the northern part lies in the temperate zone, which gives it a warm temperate climate. Summers are hot and winters are cold in this region. On the other hand, the southern part lies in the tropical zone. As a result, it is warmer than the northern part. It does not have a well-defined winter season.
I hope this is quite clear.
Yes, sir.
Between the span of 23.5 degrees north and 23.5 degrees south, we can feel the direct sun rays of the sun, right, which are affecting the rate of insolation and which are affecting the rate of sun rays. Okay, thus you can see there is a difference between temperature. Okay.
Jet streams or fast-flowing air currents in the upper layers of the atmosphere, combined with the shifting of pressure belts in the winter season, have an important influence on the climate of India. In the winter season, low pressure builds up over the Mediterranean region. As a consequence, air currents or jet streams from this region blow out and arrive in India from the western side. They blow south of the Himalayas throughout the year, except in summer. They bring snow to Jammu and Kashmir and winter rain to the states of Punjab and Haryana. During the summer, low-pressure depressions build up in the Indian Ocean and travel towards the Bay of Bengal. These depressions over the east coast of India cause typhoons to occur on the eastern coast of India.
Okay, so now when we are talking about the Mediterranean Sea, what happens? There is a term called jet streams that has been told, right? Jet streams are basically when what happens, an extreme low pressure is created, the air mass or the air which is present in that area, it rises up very fast, okay, with a very high speed, and after reaching up to a certain latitude, it starts rotating around the earth. Okay, so they are basically the vertical flow. Understood? So when these winds are moving towards the Indian subcontinent or the Indian part, they strike the one of the loftiest series, that is your Himalayas, and then they cause rainfall, because since these winds are rising from which area? The Mediterranean Sea, that is again from a water body, so they will carry some kind of moisture. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right? So this is how it will affect the climate. So I hope all of these, as of now, you have understood every factor which is responsible.
Yes, sir.
So we'll continue it in the next class.